Okie dokie. You know, I don't think I've seen this map before. This looks like it's going to be some sort of air base assault. Alright. OBS giving me a random error. I don't think that's causing any issues. And let's go ahead and update the title a little bit. And we should be good on that front. Alright, a lot of streaming to do today, mainly because of times and things going back and forth. Let's go ahead and have a look. It's Ethiopian versus Somalia. So with that, I need to set up a prediction. OFCRA. Wait, no. Ethiopia was on OFCRA, right? Hold on. Getting this written up. Yeah, so Ethiopia is on blue 4. If I can learn how to spell. You know, I can just copy and paste those. God, I am failing at copy and paste. Tabbed into the wrong thing again. Yeah, we'll set that for 15. Alright. Alright, we go in game 1 minute. Alright, so I got 1 minute to go over the objectives here. How do you start it on your TV? I have no idea, Albanek. It depends on the method, but how are you all doing? Wee Woo here. We've got a quick OFCRA matchup today. I'm going to lower my music just a touch. And this is basically going to be a kind of a smaller match, actually. I think we're barely at around 100 players today, which is definitely on the smaller side for OFCRA, and I think that has to mainly do with the time change that's happened, because on the Western Hemisphere, you know, United States, Canada, Mexico, South America, I think we've all done our hour ahead, and Europe doesn't do it for another, I want to say, week, so now about a week and a half we're going to be dealing with these interesting time changes. I know for Saturday we have a really special SOG mission that I'll be Zeusing, Battle of Apku, which is going to be like 60 players jumping out of planes. We had to push that back by an hour because of the time change and whatnot, but we'll see how things go with that. But regardless, let's go over the missions real quick, or the objectives, excuse me. So, common objective worth 5 points. Whoever controls this fire base by the end of the mission gets those 5 points. There's 3 MiGs that Blue 4 has to destroy within an hour, each worth a point. Op 4 has to defend those 3 MiGs for the first hour in, you know, the 90-minute round that this game is in. There's also a bonus for killing the enemy commanding officer, which I believe is the commander on both sides. We'll see how both those go. Blue 4 spawn point is right here under Ethiopians, and then Somalian flag spawn point is right there. I'm not sure if that's a Somalian flag, but basically Blue 4 is attacking, Op 4 is defending. Otherwise, I mean, the base is really the main thing that's worth 5 points. All the other side objectives are worth a single point, so that base is definitely going to be worth the most amount of points to defend. So Op 4, if they have a strong defense on the fire support base, they can opt to hold that instead of holding both the MiGs and that position. We'll just have to see how things go. 6 days for Europe? Gotcha. It's happening on the 26th. Oh, no, so you still have like 10 days or so for that, so we'll see how it goes. Just don't fail with Bloodwind. Yeah, right? Where's your prediction? Ilvanek, I didn't put that thing up because I don't want to shed light on it. But otherwise, here is the start of the mission here. And let's go ahead and have a look at both of our factions. So, we won't have a, you know, a server issue with everything, but I'm pretty sure that was because of that one area and that one mission file they tried to run twice, so we hopefully won't see that again. Teams are basically going to be Jonathan, I believe, as the commanding officer, Flip for Flap as the 2IC, having a look at both of them. They appear to have the same kits, so that is a bit tough. Leading Op 4 is going to be Ezio. He is on the multi-twitch, by the way. But otherwise, for the Ethiopians, we have a T-72 in play here. We have a D-30 battery. I'm going to assume that is an anti-tank variant of the D-30 battery, not the artillery version of it. We've got a BMP-1 in play. We have another T-72 in play. Let me actually do a quick head count here. We've got 3 BMP-1s, 2 T-72s, 2 M113s, the D-30AT, a 50 cal car, transport. Ethiopian forces, meanwhile, mainly have Mark 14s. I see some bazookas out in play. I'm trying to see. We also have some M1 Garans in play. So it's basically Blue 4, World War II and Korean War based gear. Is that that's the either French or British side mag submachine gun, the F something. We got some M60s in play as well, some M72 Laws, the early variants of them. And then we also have an MI8, looks to be unarmed, but it does have the gunboat here, the triple machine gun, so that's 3 different PKTs on it. Interesting. It might be a Sten. I could have sworn it was something else, but we'll have to see how things go with that. Looking over on Op 4's side, these are the Somalians. We have a T-34 in play. We have 2 MTLBs in play. 2 SPG-9 cars. Weaponry here, it's really windy on this map. SKSs, RPKs, some AKs, PPSHs, RPGs in play as well. And I'm seeing a few other transport trucks. And we got some static dishkas as well. Also, I just realized I think my TeamSpeak is bugged. Give me one moment to fix it. I know exactly what's wrong with it. I haven't switched out my plugin for it yet, so I need to go do that real quick. Well, otherwise, what do you guys think so far? Definitely an asset advantage on Blue 4 for what they have. All right, I have that redistributed here. We're going to go ahead back on my bookmarks, get back in. And I'm in. All right, so go to there. I didn't get a pop-up, so I think my T4 is disabled right now. Yes, it is. So I'll hit that button. There's the pop-up. And now it should transfer me in, and now we should be able to hear them locally once T4 pulls me down.
Are you first or second?
All right, 1 second.
You're WT2, then move to WT2 Overwatch 2.
Sorry, pretty sure that's a bot.
Yes, and also put your vehicle near the hangars.
So AO, again, it's a new map I haven't seen before here. Hearing some shots, but otherwise AO with that is pretty straightforward. It's rare that you see a standard attack and defense style AO like this, but we have the military base right here. It appears to be a ZU-23, 2 D-30 batteries. I'm assuming that is those aren't going to be usable here because that's a lot of ordnance to give, so I think that's just part of the objective, though we got some nice fortifications and a good perimeter wall in here. We do have some static machine guns, though. I'm willing to bet those are going to be usable. But the wind is just crazy on this map. Kind of reminds me of Tanoa, but I'm really low in the ground, so I'm surprised that I'm hearing that so heavily. Over on the airfield here, we've got the 3 MiGs in play. Seem to be different color schemes, which is kind of funny. But those are just part of the objectives. Runway doesn't appear to be entirely flat. It's slightly bumpy, which is kind of funny. But otherwise, airfield seems to be pretty well defendable. We do have some pretty interesting patches of trees that can allow for an attacking force to get up here. Defensively, though, we got a nice perimeter wall, but not a lot of second-story positions on the western side, other than some really open towers. The eastern side's much better, though. You've got this building, which can look over the wall and cover it. You also have the air traffic control building, which actually doesn't seem to have a lot of, doesn't have any openings on the second story here, so you're gonna have to rely up here, which is a lot more open. You also have this tower right here, but it's all boarded up. I'm not sure if those are openable or not. That might be just part of the fortification for that tower, and that kind of sucks because that tower is usually really good at locking down these types of areas here. So the airfield, not the most defensible, but it can do. It can definitely do. Yeah, I know, Don. I'm pretty sure it was a bot, but who knows? If not, it'll be funny reading the unban request. The MiGs cannot be flown. No, they're just simply part of the objectives. And it is, yeah, very windy on this map. That's for damn sure. I'm going to tab out real quick. I'm going to look at the final player count here. Yeah, we're just breaking 100 for this scenario.
So we're driving south.
So OFCRA have a lot of AT.
Yeah.
They've got limited defensive units, though, with assets. They have a single T-34, and again, blue... Actually, no, they have a T-72 as well, but I don't see an active crew for it. Whereas blue 4 have double the assets. We see them fielding one of the tanks. We see a BMP, another tank. D-30 isn't being taken. We see both of the 113s being taken. Third BMP being taken. Air being utilized probably as a scouting asset, but it looks like they have some infantry around with it. None of the trucks, the gun cars aren't being taken either. This was clearly built for, you know, the standard OFCRA player base of around 150 to 190, but with only 100 today, again, probably because of daylight savings, they're being forced to cut down on some of their stuff. But still, 3 BMPs fielded, 2 tanks, 2 113s, and air support. Not a bad haul. OFCRA, meanwhile, trying to figure out what they're hauling. We've got at least 1 SPG-9 car, possibly both, 1 MTLB, 1 T-34, another MTLB, and some transports. And those transports have static dishkas and stuff, so... Yeah, pretty heavy armor support for Blue 4. I'm trying to look into this town to see if I can see any added AT support, and I'm not seeing any. But my god, this wind is just crazy on this damn map. Oh, alright. 10 seconds into start. We'll still have quite the window for betting, so don't be afraid to hold off a little bit until you see what else comes down. Mission has begun. It's going to be again, a 90-minute round. I like to divide OFCRA matches into 3 different phases. Your early game, which is your first 30 minutes, your mid game, which is your middle 30 minutes, and your end game, which is the last 30 minutes. But this map looks really cool. I've got a few op ideas for it. I've been looking for a terrain like this, but the wind, which seems to have died down a little bit, actually. It might be a script then, or something tied to the map, but would you say, chat, it's a little quieter now? Like, I can actually hear my damn music now. And I don't think it's tied to Ace. I think it's just tied to the map itself. All right, so we see truck SPG-9 car being taken. Don't see any KIA yet, so I'm assuming those were bots. One truck trying to drive around. They're still trying to get the T-34 sorted. They're going to take the other SPG-9 truck. All right, one of the MTLBs has been left. Fair enough. Meanwhile, Blue 4, we see one truck deploying over here. The aircraft, I don't think it's been unlocked yet, so they're just waiting around on it. Looks like they only have one pilot, so they're just going to use it as a false positive piece. We see Adamek running after the group, but I believe that's an AI because we have 2 Adameks listed, so that's funny. We've got... Okay, no, they are taking the D-30 battery, and it's being towed right now. We have both T-72s being fielded. We got one BMP, we got one 113, second BMP, third BMP, second 113. And it looks like they're coming around on this right side. Now towards the objective, it's a little more on the right. We do have quite a bit of terrain. We got a little river to work with, some bridge crossings though in the area. Well, look at this river. I mean, what is of it? It's definitely an interesting one. Might be tough for vehicles to cross, but if they can find one of these bridges, that should help them utilize these crossing points. But some of the bridges are heavily mucked up here. Looks like we have a bit of a road right here, though, past the bridge. So maybe Blue 4 is moving around to get around there. And then we have some hilltops that can be exploited by armor. That can give them some nice angles to overwatch the final position right here. And then Op 4 is also starting to get into the airfield. Op 4 doesn't appear to be holding the 5-point objective. They're going to be holding the MiGs first. I agree with that because Op 4, with only about 100 players on OFCRA, it's about a 50v50. Op 4 is going to have to focus on holding one objective or the other, because if they divide 25 and 25, Blue 4, especially with all their armor support, can just bulldoze what Op 4 has. So that's a call being made by Ezio here. I do agree with it. He can just hold these positions, and then once they're cashed in, that gives him 30 minutes to counterattack and hit that position. Also, with all these open areas around the airfield, that gives him more opportunity for AT to try to snipe anything that comes in. However, my major concern is Blue 4 potentially trying to get something up on this hilltop over here, because we do see a bit of a flattened area right here that a gun could easily then try to line up and take up a shot off because it's not too curved down. They could also get partially on the rocks and potentially do that, but I'm not sure Blue 4 is going to field that high level of long-range support. But if Op 4 tries to, you know, move up to the final objective while Blue 4 has Overwatch, it's definitely going to be a slaughter. But we'll see what Blue 4 decides to do. It looks like they're starting to get units around to try to find a crossing point. Looks like they're going to find one right here. Woo. View distance adjusted to 3,000. Alright, 1 second.
Monetizing the probably demonetized One Life Seer Survival Up.
Tank Man, I appreciate that, buddy. YouTube has recently scaled back quite a bit of its demonetization, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I have a really interesting plan for, in a week from now for next week's POG operation. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on that later, buddy, through DMs. But I do appreciate the $25, my man. It means a lot because times are a little tough right now around tax season, but we're making do. Nonetheless, hope you keep enjoying everything, and that will certainly cover the demonetization of that freaking video. But, oh, man, there was a lot of cussing in that one, that's for sure. We invading YouTube HQ? No, it's going to be bullying Pog and a pay for pain. Though I do have a few funny meme op ideas coming into mind. I just have quite a few commission jobs over the next few weeks, so don't have a lot of time to do the funny ha-hops, but hey, c'est la vie. So we got Op 4 bringing a Dishka around over here. Looks like they're arguing about where to deploy themselves because this AO, again, it's kind of a curse in disguise, because yeah, you have this amazing AO here, but you don't have a lot of positions to exploit all these open areas because of the perimeter wall and a lack of structures that have second story, third story, yada-da. It's only over here, that one's blocked off, and it's, you know? So Op 4 is trying to set up defensive lines over on the hills and whatnot, but they don't have the best sight lines right here. Plus, if they did, Blue 4 can easily use their armor and lock them down. So it looks like Blue 4 has gone all the way to the farthest side of the map. I think they might be trying to find a crossing point. This river, though, we see that it pretty much locks down most of this area. There are a few crossing points, though, without getting wet. I'm just not sure if they're big enough for vehicles to pass, but they're going to have to utilize that road right there to cut through. SCP, thanks to the 1,000 bits, man. I appreciate it. We're not going to... Okay, all right. So 506 is not getting the Prince of Pleasure. It's going to be an orc campaign. I don't want to do that voice on Drum because Drum will actually hunt me down and strangle me. All right? And unlike Dante, I won't enjoy it. All right, so Blue 4 setting up a staging point right here. Most of their armor's down here. They got a 113 and a BMP that have crossed, and are going to start scouting. I assume they're going to scout because they're waiting to see where they can push the rest of their force in, because since they have a limited force, they only want to go with so few forces so they don't get ambushed and, you know, lose a lot early on. Because normally in an OFCRA operation, they can afford sending a bunch of units to a bunch of different areas, and if 1 or 2 get ambushed and wiped, so be it. They can still bounce back, but here with a lessened amount of troops, you don't really want to make that risk. So you got 2 OPFOR guys right here, one with a radio and an RPK and a RPG-75, and the other with an RPG-7. I think they're just reconning this area here, trying to make sure Blue 4 is not going to push up on it. I love how Don also brings up, no, drum would strangle Liru. Yeah. Yeah.
Nasze góry będą takie, z których będzie widać rzekę.
This is a good spot, but they have a very limited angle on the sight line.
Polana duża.
Ty kurwa.
Chyba tu już jesteśmy.
I think you can actually hear the BMP in the distance.
Słychać coś.
Słychać coś?
No, stamtąd.
Co ty gadasz?
If anyone understands the
Ja nic
language
nie
they're
słyszę.
speaking, feel free to translate.
No cóż.
A co, jeździ coś? Jeździ
tak.
kurwa ty. Ty, dawaj kurwa, idziemy.
A jakie my mamy pojazdy, jakie oni?
Nie wiem, znaczy my tu mamy ruskie.
Dobra. Czyli oni amerykańskie, dobra. Brzmi rusko, ale zobaczymy.
Nie wiem, to chyba nie są nasi. Bo my na polu jesteśmy.
Alright, so yeah, they're definitely trying to follow up on the BMP because you can hear it from
Są
quite a
dwie
far
opcje,
ways
albo
away.
jesteśmy
OPFOR has a
pomiędzy
defensive line out here because they're trying to
albo już
predict where
weszliśmy
Blue
naszą
4 is
górę.
going to come in. And I think they're mainly doing that because they know that Blue 4 is either going to come from the north, which is why they have their armor up here to defend against anything right there. And they've got another defensive line right here because they know Blue 4 can only cross from right there. Though what worries me is now you've got Blue 4 driving around right here, I don't think realizing there's a river right here, so they're going to try to cross if need be. Unlocked vehicles, I assume the aircraft can now be utilized. And they're probably going to use it for scouting purposes. So I'm going to follow along on some OPFOR players down here, simply because I want to hear when they hear the BMPs coming.
The vehicle. Oh, I think we're way too far down the hill.
I can actually faintly hear the BMPs in the distance coming in.
Oh no, we see you.
You can hear them. As the only thing you missed was bot speaking in Pig Latin. Yeah, you can actually hear that M113. Slash, he already has AT out.
I have a bread right in front. It's a 113.
So there's a bridge right here, and it looks like that's what they're rushing to. So if they just set up to ambush it. But I don't think the 113 knows that the bridge is right there, so it looks like they're going to try to drive past. Because remember, if you don't know what you're doing, the enemy sure as hell won't. Yeah, Slushy's following the sound here, but now that 113 is coming around on the right side. Looks like that place spotted Dymus, and both of these guys just got knocked out and eliminated by the 113 up there. I heard Slushy fire AT. Seismo now engaging with machine gun. Smoke being popped. A little difficult to catch the angle right here because the smoke is going off to the right. 113 blindly firing. Slushy, take the shot. They dodge. You have a massive dismount here. Grenade down. Another grenade going there. That gets that guy. Oliver running back. Smokes too much, so Seismo, I think, spotted him. Oliver's a marksman slot, though. He's going to get taken out. More grenades being thrown around. These guys getting chewed up. Grenade takes more of them out. Oh, this ambush is nasty. Principal coming around, taking him out. Fred Krueger trying to come around. Principal caught reloading. Curie comes up. Tries to shoot him in the back of the head. Principal comes around, gets the kill.
Okay, I think we got them all.
Oh my god. I don't think OPFOR took a single KIA in that engagement. They lost both of those guys up here, but Blue 4 just lost a good, like an entire squad of FAWR. Oh my god. Now that was brutal. Trying to get my pen so I can write this down as a highlight, because that was messy. Woo! All right, so Blue 4 losing an entire squad early on normally wouldn't be an issue, but again, because of the limited number, we do have Blue 4 loading up a group in a chopper, though. And now it looks like this BMP's coming along the bridge. Sam has stolen an M72 Law and completely missed the shot. Oh my god. Point blank shot. Sam ducks the machine gun. We need to see Sam follow up with some grenades. They fire the rocket out. Lolo engaging. Sam trying to pull back again. We need to see that grenade throwing. Some cannon shots going over Seismo's head. A 1919 Ace-6. That's adorable. Sam coming around. Kills one. Kills two. And they look at him. Oh my god, Sam tanks an AT rocket as it goes into the BMP. Nordic gets taken out. Oh my god, what is this? They still haven't noticed him. They keep looking down in his direction. Finally, he takes fire. Oh my god. Sam mag dumping. Aiden, the only one alive, as Mike over here is down. There's some double tapping, and then boom, we see Kiri get a flank kill. Sam on 6, TSB on fire today. Oh, this is the best I have seen TSB ever perform. Slushy way off position here, dodging shots as a Blue 4 armor team. It's just dudes in handguns walking by. Don't know what happened to their vehicle. Oh my god. Seismo now blindly suppressing. Christ. OPFOR is doing well this match.
OPFOR is doing well this match.
I agree with you, buddy. Thanks again for the 1,000 bits. We got Blue 4 now deploying their forces. These guys have people like Daedalus and Rizbo. They're really good shots. We just saw one of them go down. That was Kiri, and I imagine OPFOR is now going to attempt to retreat because they've gotten 2 successful ambushes here, knocked out 2 Blue 4 vehicles, a BMP and a 113. Oh. Certainly making a run for it. Who made that shot? That was Rizbo. Yeah, he's got the Springfield, that's a Lee Enfield with the scope. I'm really surprised that that first vehicle did not radio to the rest of the group that there was an ambush there, and the second vehicle just drove in willy-nilly. That was a massive mistake. And now you've got one of these tanks back here. I'm trying to figure out why this tank crew... Oh, that's another tank crew that's been forced to dismount. So Blue 4, they have the manpower. They could go and unflip that tank, but... Oh, my God. Sam, I believe, is on 6 kills total. Yep. PC Principal on 3, Curie was on 2, Slushy on 3, Seismo on 1, and Lolo on none. That's nuts. They did have AT, it's just someone picked it up and fired it into the BMP. I think that was Sam.
There's one more.
I think they're gonna pull some of these bodies out and loot them.
Okay, one minute.
So right off the bat, Op4 with nearly a full roster. They've only had 3 KIAs so far. Blue 4 have lost almost the entirety of 2 groups. It looks like there was one guy driving a car back there. But yeah, Blue 4 has at least lost a 4th to a 5th of its manpower. Op4, meanwhile, at almost near full strength. I think Blue 4 could still win if they congeal their forces and push, because again, the AO on the airfield is really, really crappy for the defenders. Blue 4 just need to get a vehicle in the proper position and start sniping. You see both commanders are in really far positions away from the AO, because if they die, the opponents get a point. But it looks like Op4 is opting to pull back here. These guys are probably going to be picking up friendly gear and weaponry, so they have a better fighting chance, because it looks like they're abandoning the tank. And then you have this other tank with the commander turned out on the gun, looking around and ready to play defensive. I don't know, both... I hate to say this, but with what happened right here, it was a little silly for that 113 to not get the radio call out and, you know, just have people trickle out and get, like, piecemealed right there. But Op4 did a great job with the ambush right here. This one, though, with no one realizing that AK guy went up to the BMP and started shooting them, it literally took the last guy to start shooting. The dismount from the BMP started firing back. Everyone else didn't even realize there was a hostile back there. It was messy. And these guys still have another team back here with an SPG-9 car. Op4 pulling their infantry back with that SPG-9. That is nuts. All right, Blue 4, they've dropped off a squad back here at this slaughterhouse area. Interesting. They're going to be moving in on foot on that airfield. Now again, the points tied to the MiG can still swing the battle here if Blue 4 can just get that team up and demolish those 3 MiGs without Op4 noticing. Because the only thing right here is literally just a fence and a wall. You just got to knock that stuff out. You can ride the border around, use some charges, take the stuff out, and then, you know, breach in. They have parked vehicles in front of the MiGs, though, to try to deny any AT or any assets to be able to snipe them from afar. But it's very limited. SCP to me it is a lot, and I do appreciate it, buddy. Every bit helps.
Well, did they say there's still some survivors? That's what you told me.
So this is Ash, I think,
Why don't we
talking
go
on the
down there and
radio.
have a look at the bodies for ourselves.
TSB is fully pulling back, leaving this other defensive line here. You still have Blue 4 with the tank setting up. I hope there's communication that there was additional Blue 4 elements coming forward. I don't really understand why Op4 is pulling back unless they were ordered to. I think they might hear the helicopter, and that's why I just pulled his AT out, but it's... I'm really confused why we're seeing these guys pulling back completely.
I'm walking down to the BMP right now.
So they're trying to rally on the MTLB. And now you got a second team of Op4 pushing here. I'm going to be honest, the way Blue 4 set up, this is a really bad position for them. Looks like they just spent time pulling this wreck away so they can get up and still use the bridge. They have all the infantry back here.
Ok, ça marche.
trying to help with pushing the tank. It looks like they tried, but they crushed Billy over here because he's wounded.
On peut pas faire comme inversé, on est d'accord. Allez, hop.
But if they can get that SPG-9 into position, they could snipe and eliminate the rest of that armor.
On doit refaire là? Bah oui, le truc il est pas flip. C'est vraiment un enfer, c'est bon, j'ai fait. Voilà. On est tous wait, franchement on rigole.
I always love seeing this script though. Now they knocked Daedalus over and it still didn't unflip.
Après lui il est pas mort, il est juste tombé.
Aïe aïe aïe.
Now they're getting the tank over. Looks like they have Ethan outside trying to assist. But again, that is perfect territory for them to ambush. I think OFCRA might have pulled back because they were out of AT.
On se met bien derrière le chat. Derrière. Mettez-vous derrière le chat.
How many French guys does it take to flip a tank? Yes, Boo? Theoretically what?
Technique de rat. Ah mais on se met automatiquement debout en fait.
I'll take my standard order without the nuggies, okay?
Mais on le fera ensemble, ça qui
I gotta keep working. Alright, let's see.
On a d'ailleurs à la faveur qui est mort en 5 minutes.
Wait for it. Oh!
Oh.
Hey!
Merci les gars, allez dans nos cœurs.
Alright, so they got their second tank back in action. First tank's crossed the bridge. These guys are setting up right here. They're gonna wait for the armor to come into the open so they can ambush it. Well, it sounds like they're trying to maneuver their SPG-9 car down. Tank has its engine on, so they're not gonna be able to hear that coming. AT hits, I believe, the tree. AT missed there. They're just doing a blind suppression now. OFCRA should have waited a little bit, in my opinion. And it looks like these guys have turned around and are starting to move back.
Because we already did our job and more.
And it looks like they're fighting with each other on the orders because these guys are claiming they did their job, but there's still more stuff to do here. So TSB should move back and reinforce at that point. I get that they want to pull back, but this is such a good ambush spot. I mean, the tank just took an AT hit. They just missed that hit. But with the SPG-9 right there, that's a second hit with it. I'm really surprised this tank is not disabled. I think the main gun might be disabled, though. But yeah, no, they're driving down. More ATs being fired. But this is definitely a bottleneck for their vehicles. They aren't going to be able to push them past until they have the infantry push up. But if TSB comes down to reinforce, they should have the number advantage to stop any infantry from pushing. So you got these guys moving around to flank. Now they're firing AT. They got to be careful not to waste all their SPG-9 shots, though. Poor Nannert. Yeah. Was a bit messy. We do see them now suppressing this area. Another tank and BMP waiting in the back line here. Tank's trying to push out. SPG-9 misses. Yeah, I am ready for more POG shenanigans. There were a lot of clips I was able to get out from last week. Can't wait for this week. And next week, we'll be doing a pay for pain. I'll be doing some dev work on that over the weekend. Maybe even late tonight, too, if you guys want to stay up. Tank now firing. Looks like the round is ricocheting in the trees, though. Don't know what formation we're seeing right here. Round again goes point blank. They're definitely harassing the tank, but that gun is certainly disabled. It's only able to fire in that locked position. Looks like armor pieces are mounting up, potentially pulling back. They're gonna leave that tank out to dry. I'm just not sure if OFCRA has any armor capability to move up. We might see Swola getting that 50 cal. White, I believe, was spotted and suppressed. They're trying to use the coax now. Blue 4, meanwhile, we have another 113 coming around. That might come on the rear of that area and ambush them. And then you still have this force that's deployed right here where those original 2 OPFOR spotters were. Seasmo and Slushy coming around on the flank. They do have that tandem warhead. Tanks coming in the open. Second tank now in a position to possibly support. It just took a shot over at the line over here. It's got a bit of a visible area there. You got Whites shooting at Seasmo and Slushy as they go prone. And move into cover. I believe some smoke grenades are being popped. They're still trying to line up the gun to fire at that hilltop. 113 over here is going to start deploying infantry. They found the MTLB. There's only 3 of them, though. So they won't be able to do much. I'd imagine Seasmo and Slushy might go around a little more to try to find a flanking solution on that vehicle. And that tank is still trying to guide its gun to line up shots on the infantry here. So you got the infantry moving off of this defensive line instead coming around the flanks. Sam, meanwhile, pulling a one-man war here. He does have additional forces around here, though, but I'm not sure he has any AT. No, he does have a AT round right there. He might be trying to find these additional forces. Meanwhile, back here, you've got a lot of smokes deployed. And then the BMP is deployed even further back. That's a really weird call. But yeah, no, they're going to come around right here and then start moving up and get a shot on that, that tank from the rear. Tandem warhead on the back is going to definitely disable it. Though this could be interesting. Sam might spot the tank right here, run up and put an AT round on it. I think he's calling it out now. Again, Blue 4 have no infantry support around their armor, so this is just allowing OPFOR to come up and hit them with AT and run away. That's the really weird part about all this, is Blue 4, they have the infantry to do the supporting, but the infantry pulled back with a BMP, so it's just, they're leaving their armor out to dry. It makes no sense. You got 3 dismounted infantry back here, but now you've got part of NASA's group now hooking back north. It's OPFOR's tactics are broken, Blue 4's tactics are broken. It's just kind of survival of the fittest here. You just saw Sam shoot that AT out. It didn't really do much damage, though. Now they're looking around doing a blind suppression. Sam's gonna hide in a bush, getting as low as he can. I have no idea where he hit. That certainly is something. I'm not sure if these guys lost where the tank was there, but you got Baku, who's dismounted. He's now trying to look around for where Sam is. Can't seem to find him. You gotta remember that crew also picked up a few Blue 4 guns after their tank flipped. Now you got that tank deploying. Blue 4 coming around here. They have their 113 out with them. Swola gets hit. Twig might be walked. And now they're starting to call out hostile forces around. NASA under fire. He gets blown away by a 50 cal. And this tank is just rushing ahead because Sam and Slushy weren't able to basically get on top of it in time. And then you have the BMP from back here. It's completely come around. And now they're just going to bypass and head to the final objective. Looks like Sam and Baku spotted each other, but Sam was able to win the fight because he's got an AK, and Baku only had a 10-round Mark 14. Tank's looking around, trying to spot Sam, though. I think they spotted him behind that tree, so they're suppressing. My God. And then you still got Blue 4 coming around this position. OPFOR not committing to any sort of encirclement. Tank round goes in. I think it's ricocheted off. Sam's going to be laying low. Sam should be coordinating with Seasmo and Slushy to get that AT and bring it down there, but it looks like that's not going to be the case. Sam looks like he was able to crawl away. But yeah, just it looks like OPFOR is just doing survival of the fittest rush tactics here with themselves. Blue 4, meanwhile, trying to regroup their formation and push. As we have... Oh, this is interesting. Ha! The tank is oblivious. And you got the BMP coming around. There we go. BMP gets hit. Blue 4 going prone. Wait, this is the squad that pulled away because that is Daedalus and Rizbo. So they're all the way back here now. Tackle gets knocked out. OFCRA's T-72, which I thought they weren't fielding. They decided to field last second. BMP gets blown away. Tackle and Rizbo now unconscious. And these infantry are caught heavily out of position. There is an OFCRA truck coming around. That's got 4 OFCRA infantry. They can dismount and assist. Tank takes a minor hit. Looks like there's some damage to its turret. But it is now suppressing OFCRA. They can deploy the infantry over here and sweep the rest as the tank pulls back and continues to suppress. Meanwhile, over here we got Billy and Sam fighting each other. And they trade. So tank left on the gunner to solo crew. These guys now following up here. Looks like OFCRA just lost another guy. And the rest of these infantry, there's no tactics there anymore. It's just them all being silly. OFCRA deployed as a 4-man team. We got Bluck, Shay, James, and Ivno coming down. Rizbo woke back up. Tackle still unconscious. These infantry are going to be out of the fight for a majority of the game because they have a lot of distance to still maneuver to the final AO. I don't get why these guys are now following where the tank went when they should have been coordinating with Sam on the... Sorry, I'm going to stop bringing that up because it makes no sense. They're all on the same team. They'd all be on the same net. I don't get why they're not communicating with each other. And it just goes to show that those ambushes were pure luck, you know? Definitely a lot of broken communication, though.
Copy that, sound.
Meanwhile, you got this 4-man team. They're clearly coordinating. Blue 4 staying low. You got to remember some of their guys here are crewmen, so they're only going to have handguns. Honestly, easy pickings. Rick gets hit. Zarnik goes low behind his newly constructed trench. Ivno with the RPK coming around. Little bit of desync right now, and that let Ivno get the kill. Grenade is thrown. Thankfully, it goes in the tree, so nothing really major happens there. Looking above, you got Mr. White trying to come around. Might spot Bluck. Nope, he pulls away as Bluck starts shooting with that PPSH and gets him. Shay throwing a grenade up there that goes right on top of Daedalus' position. Thankfully, the tree tanked most of it. A grenade in return. Another grenade goes down. That knocks Daedalus out. Rick Hunter wakes back up, but he's only got a handgun, so he doesn't have a lot of room to maneuver here. And I believe this 4-man team might take a casualty or two, but they're going to end up wiping the remaining 2 players here. Then they can just mount up in their truck and, you know, move back. Bluck, I think, tried to put some double taps on Mr. White. Now you just have Rizbo, who's already wounded back here, laying low in a tree. Got James up here trying to do some quick scoping with the Lee Enfield. Looking at the rest of the map, you still have this broken apart area here, as I think Slushy and Seasmar are trying to hone in on that BMP. And you still have infantry marauding around that T-72 right there, but they don't have any AT to deal with it. RPK gunner coming down. Rick Hunter moving around. Rizbo still on cover. BMP's now moving north, and they're still trying to desperately follow it. I think it's only a 2-man crew in there, because as I move my cursor up and down, I only get 2 names. Ivno comes around. Might have just spotted Rick. Yep, and then Shay put shots on Rizbo, and that is a full group wipe with no casualties. Yeah, no casualties. I don't know if any of OFCRA even got wounded. So yeah, they're just hunting this BMP down again. BMP with no infantry support. All the infantry's up here, but the BMP's all the way down there. So with that tandem warhead, they should be able to get a hit. The engine for the BMP's in the front because the back is where the infantry are covered. So a rear hit with the tandem might actually kill some of the crew. Because you got the driver and the gunner right here, but we'll see what they do. Slushy, I think, is going to go for a rear shot. Just don't miss. Yep. But again, it's a rear hit with the tandem warhead, so actually it doesn't really do a lot of damage. Because if you want to disable a BMP, you have to hit it on the engine block on the front. If it was a tank, then it would be disabled with that tandem warhead. But basically, they just penetrated into the back crew area and detonated a charge. But again, there's nothing really vital back there. But yeah, no, that's what I've been bringing up, Kira. You can hear the BMP and the 113s literally a kilometer away, and I was intentionally listening into people as those vehicles were coming close, so I knew when you guys heard when that vehicle was coming. The PC principal pulling back here again. OPFOR is going to be suffering from an AT shortage because they've utilized a lot of their rounds. We just heard AT fired up here. Not sure if they were... Looks like they were hitting the MTLB here. Now you got these two running up to where a majority of the infantry is. They're on 4 kills combined. Yeah, but a majority of NASA's team is dead. But looking at the skulls here, I mean, it's, yeah, Blue Force still's got a good chunk of forces, but they're divided around right now. We need to see OPFOR open up with grenades. Kyle gets taken out. Slushy coming around, gets killed by Ander. Seismo's probably going to go down in a second because it's only his head poking out. Grenades being thrown around. They're bouncing off, not where Seismo wants them to be landing. Grenade getting caught up in the rock right there. But Seismo's getting shot at by the BMP they failed to kill, and he gets knocked out. Major Khan and Fury coming down as well, but I think this is where Blue 4 is going to kill the rest of the OPFOR guys around here. And pretty much get the themselves unified and pushed. OPFOR, meanwhile, setting up a new defense line down here. More fire coming in from that BMP. I think this is the T-72 crew up here. Though it's interesting, they just said they were at -2 kills. And, oh yeah, no, there's no way they're getting that unflipped. More machine gun fire coming down to Major Khan's position as he gets behind that tree trunk. 113 you can hear moving. Lolo and PC Principal, I think, are just getting target fixated on that tank. They found the SPG-9 car. And you got the 113 moving up with a few additional infantrymen. Ander and Combs coming down to where Fury is hiding behind. They don't know his positions right there, though. Hey, Slushy, what's up? Fury might poke around, but he might think he's still pinned. Ander's looking right at his tree. Looks like they're not bringing the truck up. They're still going to move down, maybe find Ash. Ah, Fog of War. It's amazing what one well-timed grenade would do, but you have to know to utilize said grenade. I think TSB did well in those 2 ambushes, but it broke apart after that. Looks like Lewis dismounted the tank and is now moving in, so maybe that warhead that Sam put in the tank actually did more damage than I thought.
Okay.
Blue 4 deploying all around right here. I have no idea what that gunfire is or what. I think the tank got flipped and exploded. That's amazing. Congratulations. You now get no tank. Oh, because they tried the trench method and it clipped into the trench and killed it. Yep. That's the risk with the trench method. Is that, yeah, it could unflip it or it could just clip in and blow it up. So Major Con bleeds out. All right, no. Seismo bleeds out. Major Con's still up. Blue 4 still around this MTLB position. Ash doesn't have AT. He's got a sniper. Could get on a position to start headshotting these dudes, or he could time a grenade. Does he look right? Yep. I think he saw that 113. Spirit, I'm not sure if he saw him. It would be really funny if Ash got on this rock. Mackenzie's looking around, making sure it's clear. Oh, this is one hardcore game of cat and mouse. Ash, gotta be careful. You know he went right, so there are gonna be forces behind that rock. If I was you, I would try to get on this rock instead and see what I could plink off. Oh, back of the head on Mackenzie. Goes for the chest instead. Where's your grenade, Ash? Gets the... Nope, doesn't get the bounce back. That's going to kill Ash, though, because he runs right into it. Oh. Oh. Don't open up with the gunshot. Open up with a frag grenade. So you get a little bit of extra coverage and aim for the head because those bolt actions aren't going to kill people in the chest. Ah, that hurt. That hurt to watch. All right, you got Major Con and Fury together. Dead OPFOR member with that AK, I'm going to be honest. Okay, they both have AKs. Otherwise, I would definitely drop whatever they had, force that AK. Blue 4 now moving forces down to rejoin their BMP. You got 3 OPFOR guys coming around as infantry. Lewis moving back as Lolo and PC Principal come down. Blue 4 checking around. They don't know they got Ash with that grenade, though.
I'm pushing that way.
See you, Slusher.
I got one. Okay, I found one body here.
Wrong button.
This is me putting rounds in him.
Double tapping the body. Lolo opens up with a grenade. Oh, it rolls on the perfect angle to stop Mackenzie from getting blown up. He takes a little bit of shrapnel that time and then gets blown away by PC Principal. But we got Lewis back here. He could hone in on those gunshots. Now you got Lolo moving up. Bad Cap gets knocked out. It's a stolen M60. No double tap on Bad Cap, though. He could wake back up. Lolo double taps with the M60. He needs to cut right. He's going to catch Spirit in the open. Opens up a little too early. But that M60 is going to outfire Spirit. And those 3 get knocked out. Meanwhile, Blue 4, they hear those gunshots, might be pulling back up to investigate. And now you got Lewis coming around, might find PC Principal in the rear. He's utilizing the rocks. He's got a Mark 14. That's a tough one. Hey, Gizmaki, nice. Nice time to arrive. It's just been a massive game of cat and mouse, but look at this. Hold up. Blue 4's actually gotten into the objective area. OPFOR is deployed right behind them, though. So how did Blue 4 get in here? OPFOR has no idea. Oh, my God. So Blue 4's gotten into the objective. They climbed over the walls. And I think they've been busy shooting at the helicopter as the Blue... Oh, my... That's amazing. All right, back here. Bad Cap, not sure if he woke back up.
They're all dead. Don't worry.
Okay, no, Pizza Principal's still alive. Lewis coming around, though. Lolo's about to run into him. Oh, he might not. Lewis, you should have opened up with a grenade. Now everyone knows you're here. Gets a great headshot, though, on PC Principal. Lolo's going to come around. There's the grenade throw. Lolo trying to flank around, not realizing he's up on the rock. Now he's going to come up to the rock. And Lewis, I think, is on borrowed time because that M60 is going to tear him apart. Yep. Runs out of ammo, switches to his secondary as Lewis just runs circles around him. He's dead. Lolo, he's dead. Lolo, please. My God. And those are explosions going down on the MiGs. One MiG is destroyed. And now you got OFCRA firing on their own dudes. Second MiG is destroyed. I think all 3 MiGs just got sniped because OFCRA was not watching the objective itself. And now OFCRA's red on redding here. We got some guys moving down. That is an incredibly amazing move by OFCRA there. They snuck into the objective and took them all out. That's 3 points on the board for Blue 4. OFCRA can still bounce back if they take the final objective area, but I cannot believe Blue 4 actually snuck into this base with all of these guards around and managed to complete the objective. Now they're going to try to climb out here, but they've got an OFCRA squad right behind them, and it looks like they're going to run north, and they might actually get away with this. That's nuts. Oh my God, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh no. Grenades going out. That one, it's in the corner, not going to do a lot of damage. Snarry gets knocked out by a grenade too. Spectrum's also down. The remaining 3 Blue 4 guys are going to get away with those 3 points. But again, I think OFCRA has sufficient numbers to move up to that final position. Now you got Blue 4 counterattacking this one position. 3 OFCRA together. Lolo knocks out Combs. That alerts the 3 of them. Marcus in a good spot to flank. Shooting continues. Marcus trying to line up a shot, but Fury spots him. Grenade goes out. That's a little short. Another grenade goes out by Ander. More grenades going out on top of Kerrigan's position. That's going to keep him knocked out. Pablo taking more. I love OFCRA's grenade use right here. Marcus missing the Mark 14 shot. Finally gets a hit on Fury's arm. Fury returns fire. Lolo pushes ahead. We get a double tap. Major Khan's pushed back, and that is that Blue 4 group taking more damage. You got that BMP now randomly suppressing that one position. Oh my God. So OFCRA has no reason to stay in this position now. They just gotta move over to the support base, because I'm not sure that repair center is worth anything. Pablo's trying to drag Kerrigan back. It's a 3-on-3. Marcus is staying forward. Marcus running up. Fury has the AK. Marcus only has a Mark 14. He's double tapping OFCRA bodies. I love that that body's been there for a while. It's been double tapped like 2 or 3 times over the course of 10 minutes. And we have that MTLB right here. That's Lolo. I think he's in the MTLB. He's trying to snipe. Oh my gosh, he gets one of the crewmen with it. I have no idea what Sanchez is screaming about. He's trying to get in an angle where he can get in the vehicle. But they're out of the vehicle because they were digging trenches for it. So he quickly gets in. Now he's in the BMP. He's going to start firing at the MTLB as Lolo moves around on foot. He puts the missile in, but he misses. AT comes in, and that gun's disabled.
Afirmativo, afirmativo.
He's so confused. Hatch is now open, though, and he gets blown up as he pops his smoke grenade. Oh, Lolo, you monster. 5 kills and an infantry kill. Oh, man. You got Blue 4 pushing around with these 3 right here. You got those guys down there. Blue 4 is down to single digits player count, by the way. Fury's locking this area down. He's going to spot Ander. Puts a lot of shots on Ander, but runs out of ammo, and Ander's able to finish him with the M60. But now you got more OFCRA coming in, but I can't tell if Ivno's shooting at his own guys or what. Yeah, no, they're Shay's shooting at Iv now. You got AT fired up at that 113 right there. Marcus also fires into the 113, even though Andrew was in it. Andrew taking shots in the rear, he gets hit in the legs. Marcus returning fire. What on earth? You still got OFCRA all around that position. I hope Marcus is okay. More shots coming in by Bluck and Shay. Marcus gets knocked out, so now he is no longer okay. James has a stolen... What is that? Oh no, he's got a Car 98. Grenade, James. James. Okay, knocks Pablo out.
Got two.
You did not get two, you liar. Marcus now coming up. Pablo might wake up from that. Finally, we see a grenade go out. Blue 4 have 3 guys around this one position, and they're commanding officers. So it's 3, 4, 5. There's 7 Blue 4 guys left up right now. And then there's 2 additional ones that are unconscious. Oh, no. Oh, I thought he had like an AT piece out, which I was going to laugh my ass off. Marcus still coming around. Oh, who's going to look first? And James gets Hillary Clinton. Bluck comes around, gets some double taps on some of the bodies, as I don't see any Blue 4 bleeding out now. And now it's up to Marcus to one-man this with the Mark 14. I have not been seeing the Mark 14 do really well this round. Actually, no, that's, no, that is a Mark 14, all right. And Bluck blows his head off with some SMG rounds to the face with that PPSH. 70-round drum mags are no joke. Blue 4 has 2 remaining forces up here. It's Adamek and Kropa. They're trying to come into positions to reassault this area for some silly reason. Kropa with, that's a mini 14. That's an M2 carbine, actually, with the 30-round mag. Mini 14 would be pistol caliber. But he is getting kills with it, which is kind of funny. Blue 4 down to 5 players now. All right, I'm going to tab out real quick. I want to check something on the document. Survival bonus, you win if you have more than 8 people alive at the end of the game. Okay, so it's not a knock out your opponent bonus. That's the sound of gunshots bleeding in. So Blue 4, both sides have the ability to earn 2 points with their survivability bonus. Blue 4's lost that because they're down to 5 people. Op 4 is definitely going to keep at least 8 people alive in this mission. So the score right now is 3 for Blue 4, 2 for Op 4. The final points that can be cashed in is both sides having their killing the enemy commander for a point each. And then whoever controls the fire support base by the hour 38 mark, I believe, is because there was an 8-minute safe start time. So we just see them plinking out of things. I just heard the machine gun fire up here. But no, Settler solo crewing that, so I guess it was just distant fire down here. AT was just fired into the tower, but it missed. Op 4's fanning around trying to find these remaining infantry guys here. Yeah, Blue 4 could land the chopper and win as long as there's no Op 4 guys there, but that has to be cashed in at the end of the mission, which is still 34 minutes away, which gives Op 4 plenty of time to move a force group over there. Okay, there has to be a second guy in that chopper, but there isn't. Are you switching seats with Ace, getting on the machine gun and shooting for a few seconds and then getting back in the pilot seat? That has to be what he's doing. That's incredibly dangerous. Can you imagine in a gunboat like that? Setting the pilot controls and then running back into the machine gun and shooting and then running back to the pilot and stabilizing? That's nuts. He's not going to hit anything, but that's nuts. Meanwhile, you have Adamek hiding in a bush. More shots going around Game Kropa's position. Oh, Adamek, I think you just spotted Barrows. And he kills Barrows. He needs to quickly reposition because the rest of OFCRA is going to hone in on that area. I can't believe he's actually pulling that off. And then he pulls it up because it goes into a free fall. Yeah, so he's in the gun, he shoots, and then he goes back to the pilot seat as it nosedives. Oh, that's so funny. So he's keeping it turned. Let's see if he does it again. Looks like he's only doing it on certain angles as he does his orbital here. Adamek on another kill, by the way. It's Dowdox and Wayne here. Chico and Wayne. Oh, a little bit of bush in the way. Adamek might spot Dowdox. Might have just seen a glimpse of him. Oh no, Cheeseburger! Hillary Clinton's him with a PKP! And now it's just Kropa still alive. Hiding in a bush. 4 blue, 4 players remain. I wonder if the chopper is going to go pick up commands. Quebec got knocked out.
Let's give him a warm welcome.
To red on red. Oh, Kropa. Now they're all pulling back to do medical on him.
On stanie. Dobra, obrona okrężna jak coś. Ja go budzę.
If Kropa had a nade, this would be messy. But most OFCRA players do not open up with the nade, but the ones that do usually get the bigger multi-kills. Oh, Kropa, please. No, with the Mark II! Gets some suppression shots, gets a kill. Freaks them all out. Those are the MiG objectives cashed in. We're at the hour mark, so it's about 1:08, so 30 more minutes of gameplay left, but this game is already over. Even though Blue 4 got all 3, it's not enough to win. Quebec wakes back up. Or Quebec. Quebeco. Quebec, I don't know. Some of these names, man. Oh, he coming around. Kropa hides in the bush. Does Quebec look left? He looks right. I think Drago just killed Quebec somehow. Oh, he's... No freaking way. Oh, but then Veron gets him. Oh my God. That did not just happen. He almost got away with that too. Oh. All right, remaining players are Command and the Chopper. You got an MTLB moving over to the fire support base. Chopper's just gonna be maintaining orbitals. Good God. Oh, that was funny. God damn. All right, it is 3 versus 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I just lost my place, damn it. All right. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm assuming they'll get Quebec back up. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Quick math. That is a 1 to 7 number advantage. There's no point in cursing Blue 4. I think Blue 4's already lost this. Because if command pushes in and they die, they give Op 4 another point. That ties up the game, and then, you know, support base. Op 4 is just going to move over. You got trucks being brought in. I don't think Op 4 is going to realize that Blue 4 is down to only a handful of people, so Op 4 is going to continue to be cautious and I guess assume that that fire base is loaded with Blue 4 at this point, so that's why you have these three guys moving in very cautiously because they think it's garrisoned by Blue 4 here. So I'm going to go into first person so I can listen to him. I'll be right back 1 second.
We're not defending, we're gonna try pushing to the compound. We don't know if there's enemies in it or not. Nothing. Harry's engaging. Don't push in, don't push in. We stay here for now. Three of us. Wow, do you see anything? Oh no, that's the heli, that's the fucking enemy heli shooting in front of you, so just stay here. Stay around these bushes. Yeah, they're engaging points. You've got a fucking clue what they're shooting at.
Bloodwing's in the basement with me, she bought a bunch of Chick-fil-A, so... Interestingly enough, the chopper is also suppressing that position. Which, if Op 4's smart, they're going to realize that means they don't have control of that final area. Did she bring enough for the whole stream? Alright. I'm gonna be honest, at this point, Blue 4 has 2 infantry and a reconnaissance missile. How many people are in that truck? 3. And it looks like you got the rest of Op 4 starting to mount up in their vehicles over here. And they're going to use those to then move to the final position. I think he's identifying all the positions around to see if there's any Op 4 down there. Then you got Blue 4 on foot with their 2 commanding officers just slowly making their way to that area. Alright guys, so in about an hour 17 we're going to be doing POG. We'll probably have a break in the streams between the two because I thought this would last a bit longer, but hey, I'm not complaining. It gives me time to eat some sandwich. Looks like these guys are moving back potentially to Op 4 spawn, maybe to grab something, but I don't see how Op 4 can lose this one at this point. Recon missile, I heard that correctly, right? Of course. You see, they have Settler here doing reconnaissance, and when he finds a target, he can then fly the helicopter into it and blow it up. Therefore, he's a reconnaissance missile. It's like one of those smart bombs, except, you know, it has a pilot. The old term for it's kamikaze. The new term for it is UAV. Because that's not a person, that's an AI, right? It's a very smart bomb. Loitering munitions also pretty good. Uh-oh. And now he fly away. Did they just try to fire an RPG at it? That's cute. As you can see, it took a little bit to get up there. All right, Settler. If you stay up in the air, you're probably gonna get shot down. What are you gonna do? He's landing. He's going in for a landing. Is he? All right. One man wonder. It's either a CZ99 or a 1911. All right, who's got the Freebird? All right, I'm gonna do it. Ready? Settler has to channel his inner Audrey Hotto. And he's got 7-to-1 odds here, but in his current position, he's at about 1-to-21. Op4 drove up and grabbed their spare tank. Oh, this is great.
Someone's inside the place.
Grenades being thrown. Settler dodging shots from Major Khan. Returns fire, that is a 1911. Actually, no, it could still be a CZ9. I don't know, they both have the same sound. All right. Grenade goes out, it's a little short. As we also have a tank up here, that's the 34. It just, it's destroying the helicopter.
Tank is pushing me, I think.
So that's Settler using his trap there to keep the tank pinned. Very expert play. Oh God, Settler forced out of cover. Oh God, he's taking a nap. He's taking a nap. Bluck's not gonna double tap him. And the helicopter's on fire. Yeah, anyway, it's up to Flip for Flap and the other guy to win now. And they're staying cozily in the rear. Classic. Absolute classic, yeah, totally. Totally, yep. I think this AO is quite clear, guys. I think we know who's going to win. So how's everyone's day? We'll wrap this up by the top of the hour. Shut up, Slushy. Nope, we can only do it once per episode. Once the spirit of Audrey Hotto has been channeled, it cannot be rechanneled. Oh, babe. Ah, man. It was just some pretty nasty ambushes and a lot of chaos. Now there's a 34 driving around. His Flip for Flap has somehow slipped down here. And Jonathan's just vibing up here as well. Points right now are 2 to Op4, 3 to Blue4, but that's going to change because this final objective's worth 5 points. So if this was cashed in right now, Op4 would gain 5 points and it would go 7-3. But I don't think these two are going to push in anytime soon because they're command staff, so they're going to be very slow to do it. Overly cautious. Alrighty. Yep, they're calling it because they're not pushing it through, so... Fire support base captured. Survival bonus was 5 points. Okay, well even then it was only meant to be 3, but they got the MiGs. So there you go, because it was clear that they weren't moving in, they were just being lazy. So that is the round. Payout goes to OPFOR for this one. So, thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. We'll be back in about an hour for POG. Otherwise, cheers. I think someone just blew themselves up with AT. Awesome. Cheers, and have a good one.